Namaste. Our meditation today is going to be Yoga Nidra. And Yoga Nidra is the state of sleepless sleep. In other words, the person is meant to stay awake through the process. If you happen to go to sleep, however, don't worry about it because you will be supine. Because you're supine, if your body or your mind's exhausted and you do fall asleep, that's probably what you needed. So just go with it. One way to deter away from attempting to go to sleep is, even though the eyes are closed, if you could turn your drishti in and up towards the mind's eye, it gives the muscles of the eye somewhere to be one pointed with the focus. And that can work like a magnet to pull awareness, insight, and energy up towards this prefrontal lobe of the brain. And we are shifting the brain waves through this process. So get comfortable on your back. You can lie down on a couch, on your bed, on a yoga mat. You might even prefer a bolster or a pillow underneath not only your head, but perhaps underneath your knees to give them a little lift, additional support for the joints. Be at liberty to cover yourself with a blanket so that you stay warm. You can use an eye pillow or a washcloth to cover the eyes. You can turn down the lights, play some soft music. Create a setting. Turn the phone off unless you're using it for this meditation. We begin Yoga Nidra by creating a sankalpa, a personal statement or resolve, something that begins with the two powerful words, I am or I choose. For instance, it could be, I am wise and strong. I am kind and compassionate. I am at home in my body. I feel grounded and safe. I choose happiness. All right, so you've got the idea. You can borrow one of those or create your own. And then say it 3 times over in your mind. Now lying on your back with your arms to a degree away from your body, palms upturned. I want you to bring your attention down into your right hand, specifically relaxing the right thumb, forefinger, middle finger, ring finger, and pinky. Feel a space that you may be holding in your hand and invite that in through the pores of your skin. And then bring that relaxation up into the right forearm, elbow, upper arm, and right shoulder. Let that shift from the shoulder into the right side of your chest and trickle down through the right side of your ribs. Let it flow down the right abdominal wall and waistline into the right side of the pelvis and hip. Now bring it down your right thigh, knee, shin, foot, and all 5 toes. Any air or space that you might sense or feel around your right foot, invite it in through the pores of your skin. And now cross over to the left hand, more specifically your left hand thumb. Relaxing that left thumb, forefinger, middle finger, ring finger, and pinky. The air or space that is feeling held in the hand, invite it in through the pores of your skin. Relaxing now the left forearm and elbow, upper arm and shoulder. Allow that to shift from the shoulder to the left side of the chest. Trickling down through the left side of your ribs. Flowing down the left abdominal wall and waistline. Sinking into the left side of the pelvis and hip. Let that break away and come down through the left thigh, knee, shin, foot, and all 5 toes. And any air or space that you may sense or feel around the foot, invite it in through the pores of your skin. Now from the soles of the feet, Start to bring the awareness up the back of the body, softening your calves, back of your thighs, softening your seat, the sacral region of the back, the areas surrounding the spine, into the back side of your shoulders, relaxing the neck, back of the head, top of the head, and returning your attention to the midpoint of your brow. Once the center of your awareness has arrived back to this bendy point, remind yourself to stay awake, asking yourself, am I still awake? And if in fact you are awake, hearing, computing what I am saying, say 3 times, I am awake. I am awake. I am awake. And from this wakefulness, invite in your sankalpa, that positive, affirmative statement or resolve that you chose at the beginning. The I am or I choose. And state that 3 times over in your mind. Keep gazing into that bendy point, the mind's eye. Feel as though you have stepped through a portal. And it's like a funnel that takes you into a new land. And you find yourself standing on a black sand beach. And the sun is blazing hot, blinding in its brightness. And your feet are beginning to burn, not only from the top of the sun penetrating your skin, but your skin feeling those hot sand and pebbles beneath your feet. And so imagine that you're running closer to the water. And you're relieved when you hit the cold, wet, compact sand. As it's cooling the feet, you enter the water. And you wade into the water until it's rushing up towards your knees. And the waves splashing up at your waist. And just watching and enjoying the waves rolling in, splashing your body, and then receding back towards the depth of the sea of which they came from. Feeling that little tug of war action of the current of the water trying to pull you with it or to push you down. Yet your feet get buried and anchored in the sand. And then as the sun begins to set, the moon begins to rise, you head back to the shore, step onto the sand. And between the feet being wet and the sand being cooler, it's much easier to stroll at a comfortable pace, bringing you back through that funnel to this place that you're in now, to the position that you're in now, and laying down. Imagining that you not only catched a few rays of the sun, but the moon. And you feel this internal balance of the yin and the yang. Asking yourself, am I still awake? And if in fact you are awake, hearing, computing what I am saying, say to yourself internally, I am awake. And from that wakefulness, coming back to that sankalpa, that positive statement or resolve, beginning with I am or I choose. And then taking control over your breath. Creating a little movement in your hands and feet. Inhale, maybe stretching the arms overhead, and exhale, maybe hugging the knees to your belly and chest. Wrapping your arms around, rocking side to side. Turning over to one. coming all the way up. Hands together to prayer position at your hearts. And then bow your head and include your sankalpa, your I am statement. Namaste.